everyone, this is Thomas Donahue from the Driver's Apex. Today, we're going to put a rubber diff bushing back in the E30's differential. I'm really not enjoying the polyurethane diff bushing. It transmits way too much noise and vibration. And while the differential is out, because we're going to pull the differential out instead of just pulling out the cover, so we're going to put the Condor Speed Shop stud kit. So that's going to make life a lot easier. So for a quick how-to and just for me to talk, stay tuned. And if you have any questions, drop it in the comment section. If you like this video, give it a like, a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. All right. All right, so let's get So the first thing that we need to do, loosen the fill plug, then the drain the drain plug, pull out the speed sensor. I think what I've done in the past, perhaps, to keep the exhaust and everything in place is just loosen up the subframe, drop the subframe down a little bit, loosen up this differential bolt. It's usually enough for me to access everything. I think we might be able to get in here and just manually take care of this without dropping the whole diff, but we'll see. So what I might do, let's go time lapse. I'll show you what's up and then we'll talk afterwards. All right, so time lapse, drop subframe down a little bit. You don't have to drop it all the way down. You can get the diff bolt out, then loosen top bolt on the diff, the fill plug, loosen the drain. Once you're good, go ahead and loosen the drain all the way, drain it out. So that's where we're at. It's all draining. Next, what we need to do is, I think there are 4 19 mils at the top. The differential, those are what we're gonna take out. That'll lower the diff down a little bit more. That'll allow it to drop below the diff carrier support there. Then what we can do is just pull those bolts out, put in the new studs, then it's ready to go. Pull off the diff cover, send it off to the shop, have them press in a new bushing, put it all back together. So stay tuned. All right, so let's just go ahead and just put these back in place. Most of it's drained out, no big deal. I just don't want this dripping all over me now, that's all. I really don't want to drop axle, stuff like that. I forgot how much of a pain in the neck that is. I really don't want to pull the entire differential. It's not cute. Let's not do it if we don't have to. So I'm going to take this pan off real quick, or this cover. Oh boy. Alright, so we're just dropping this whole thing. I think it just makes my life easier right now. So it's going to be so much easier just putting in the studs. These are an SAE stud. They're a 7/32. This is all metric, and we get it in SAE. I guess that's just the way it is, but we're gonna get this a little bit cleaned up, make sure everything is good. We gotta get this cover off next. Sorry, that was not done on camera. That would have been super cool. I just used the soft blow, just hit the back side of the diff bushing, and it popped right off. So what I need to do is get everything cleaned up. It should clean up pretty well. This side's looking pretty good. There's always crap on the garage floor. But yeah, that's why we emptied ahead of time. So this is coming out. We're gonna put the rubber back in. This is, I swear that's an 80 durometer, but it feels like a 95 or a 9.5 million. But I'm excited to put the rubber back in. So I'm gonna call it quits for today. I'm super tired. That's the extent. That's what everything looks like right now. But it'll be quick to get it all put back in. I'll get the rest of it done tomorrow. Flip the camera back around. I'll show you reassembly. I'll show you putting in the Condor studs. I need to go get a socket for that 7/32, so I don't have anything like that here right now. I think it's torqued to 25 foot-pounds. We got to make sure we torque it properly. And then it's super easy now to put everything back together. So let's call it right here, guys. All right, so we're working on cleaning, just using a razor blade. Using gloves, and it's a little difficult while holding the camera. And that's all we're doing is just up, down, and not scoring or cutting into here. There's a lot of rubber stuff here. And then this is all clean now, as you can see. So that's all been done. It's ready to go. And then we're just gonna put the stock bushing back in. Let's see if we can show you the difference. So yeah, lots of voids, soft, hard as a rock. That's should reduce some vibrations. Condor studs, 25 foot-pounds, little Loctite blue. Let's go ahead and thread it in by hand. Make sure we don't cross thread. Nice and easy. So we're gonna snug it up. Super easy. And then it's 25 foot-pounds. Break out the torque wrench. Okay. See if I can get it in camera. I don't know if this is gonna show in camera. Maybe. Go ahead and use your ratchet. Get them in there fairly tight. All right, 25. Let's go to the next. All right, so before we time lapse, this all needs to be clean. This has all been razor bladed. Just gotta brake clean again in here. Same thing in here. Clean, clean, clean. New diff bushing. And then we're gonna use an RTV sealant. So I often use black. This is gray. I'm in no rush. This is 90 minute versus black being 1 minute. What I'll do is I'll install it. I might sit here actually and just go like this, and then I'll put the cover on, and then afterwards I'll just take each bolt, put it in all at the same time, slowly kind of torque it down, get it tight. I'm not going to torque it down immediately. I want it to kind of firm up some, and then maybe after half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that, I'll torque it down a little bit more, and then around that 90-minute time I'll do a final torque. everything is snugged, not super tight. Obviously I haven't put any fluids in here. So all these are snug. I'll show you in a minute, but the seal's super clean. Like there's very little sealant coming out. And I think it looks super, super clean. So we're gonna let these sit, and then the ultimate torque will be 45 Newton meters, which is about 33 foot-pounds or thereabouts. I'm really happy with the sealant, the way it's coming out. It used to be when I first started working on cars, there was just glop everywhere. And now I think if this went to a shop or something like that, I think they would, I'm not saying they'd be impressed, but that broke. That's okay. This is just to save that. I'll look for another piece of safety wire. But I think they would be shocked maybe that it was a backyard mechanic working on the car. Looks pretty good. Three bottles, how much fluid do we put in? It's around 1.9 quarts, but what I do as well is, yes, you can put in your 1.9 quarts, but we want to assume that the diff is about level right here, and you'll know you're close when fluid starts coming out. So like, it's, I'll show you, kind of like that. So we're right there. So we're just gonna add a tiny bit more. Okay. This is just a Schwab-in from like ECS filler. But do yourself a favor and fill it before you put it in the car. It's just a lot easier. All right, so we should be good now. Because that's about level there. And then all we'll do is put this on and tighten it. All right, so 41 foot-pounds, that's 42.8. There's a used plug, so we could go a smidge tighter anyways, that's fine. I got my awesome helper over here, the Giggle Monster from the other riding videos. So yeah, let's go to 40. Let's go to 44. We'll just give it a little extra. Cool. So both of those now are tightened. All of these have been tightened. Kind of a crisscross pattern, and then everything's got little paint on it. So it lets me know what I've done, and then it lets me know if anything has moved. So let's put her in the car. Okay, so let's get this. May need to have the there we go. Stay there, my man.
Nice view.
All right, so all I did was just rotate the drive shaft carefully so as not to drop the differential. Okay. Passenger side locked up. Let's go to the driver's side real quick. Hopefully we're pretty close. This side's always a little bit more difficult because it's harder to put your hands in places. Yep, that one. What's nice now is the diff is supported without having to worry about the jack now. Alright, so let's leave it just like that for now. I have two projects going on at the same time. I've got this, and then we've got the E46 M3's all the window trim.
It helps the speaker lead his audience into the scene.
All right, e-brake is on. Let me the e-brake on to tighten everything. Oh, it's so dirty. And then we're not going to use the swivel socket. We're going to try not to use the swivel socket. All right. Let's see here. We're at 55.5. Need a torque wrench that beeps and clicks. I mean, I have one. Okay. It's just in the wrong size. Very good, so it lines up. All we do is just put a mark here. There's already a mark kind of there. You can see this one here. That's probably going to torque enough to line up pretty close to that as well. Let's see if we can try to get in there. And just make sure you get it nice, firm, solid grip in there. Yeah, there's no way to get a torque wrench and all this crap up here. This side, perhaps, maybe in that corner, but way up here, I've never done it. I've never used a torque wrench on this stuff. I've just used a long 19 and just a lot of grunt. Just got as tight as I could, so I think that's what you're all gonna have to do too. All right, everyone, so I was hoping to have some wheels back because we just finished installing the diff and all that kind of stuff. They're not here yet. I was hoping they'd be here today. I really wanted to just take the car out, see how things are. So I think the car is gonna get dropped sometime next week. Then we'll feel how the diff is. But I think this video is more about just showing you what I was working on and how to work on the diff, those types of things. Next, we've got a replacement rearview mirror for the E46 M3, so stay tuned for that. We're gonna get that installed. I might actually work on it today. So hit that like button if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. And if you have comments, drop them in the comment section. All right, guys.